not follow us into the house at once like anyone else would have done shows me that they have shame left.
Well, it looks as though they've been eating muffins. That seems like repentance to me.
They don't even seem to notice us. Couldn't you cough?
I haven't got a cough.
Oh, they're looking at us. What effrontery.
Oh, they're approaching. How very forward of them.
Let's preserve a dignified silence.
Yes, it's the only thing to do now.
This dignified silence has an unpleasing effect.
A most distasteful one.
But we will not speak first.
Certainly not.
Mr. Worthing, I have a question to put to you. Much depends on your answer.
Oh, Gwendolyn, your common sense is invaluable. Mr. Moncrief, I would like to ask you a question as well. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
In order to have the opportunity of meeting you, Cecily.
It certainly seems like a satisfactory explanation to me, does it not?
Yes, dear, if you can believe them.
I don't. But it doesn't take away from the wonderful beauty of Sansa.
True. You think we should forgive them?
Yes. I mean, no. Oh.
Well, which one of us should tell them?
Well, could we not speak at the same time?
Oh, yes, I often speak at the same time as others.
I'll go first. Okay. Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier.
That is all.
Our Christian names, is that all?
Why, we are going to be christened this afternoon.
Oh, are you prepared to do this terrible thing for me?
Oh, I am.
To please me, you're willing to face that fearful ordeal?
Oh, yes, I am.
Lady Bracknell. Good heavens!
Gwendolyn, what does this mean?
Oh, Mother. Simply, I am engaged to Mr. Worthing.
Come here. Sit down. Sit down immediately. Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young and a physical weakness in the old. Apprised, sir, of my daughter set in flight by her trusting maid, whose confidence I purchased by means of a small coin. I followed her at once by luggage train. Her unhappy father is, I'm glad to say, under the impression that she is attending an unusually lengthy lecture at the University Extension Scheme on the importance of permanent income on faults. I do not propose to undeceive him. Indeed, I have never undeceived him on any point. However, you must realize, Mr. Worthing, that any further communication between you and my daughter must cease immediately. On this point, as indeed on all points, I am firm.
Lady Bracknell, I am engaged to be married.
You are nothing of the kind, son. And now, as regards Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, and Augusta.
Might I inquire as to whether it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Bunbury, no, Bunbury does not reside here. As a matter of fact, he lives somewhere else. In fact, Bunbury died.
Died? When did he die? His death must have been extremely sudden.
Well, actually, Bunbury, he's quite exploded.
Exploded? Was he the victim of a revolutionary outrage? I had no idea Mr. Bunbury was interested in social legislation. If so, he is well punished for his morbidity.
What I really mean is, Aunt Augusta, that Bunbury was, he was found out. It was the doctors, yes, the doctors found out that Bunbury was not well, and that Bunbury was going to die. So Bunbury died.
Well, he seems to have had great confidence in the opinions of his physicians.
Yes.
But I'm glad at any rate that he has finally decided on some definite course of action and acted under proper medical advice.
Yes.
And now that we have got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, may I ask Mr. Worthing, who is this young person whose hand my nephew Algernon is currently holding in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
Well, that lady is my ward, Lady Bracknell, Miss Cecily Cardew.
Yes, I am engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
We're engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
I do not know whether there is something peculiarly exciting in the air in this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that do seem to go on here seems to be considerably higher than the proper average the statistics have laid down for our guidance. I believe some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of line. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew in any way related to any of the major railway stations in London? I merely desire information. As of yesterday, I was not aware that there were any persons or families whose origin was a terminus.
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of Mr. Thomas Cardew, of 149 Belgrave Square, of Gervais Park, Dorking, in Surrey, and of the Sporran Fiefshire, Norfolk.
Well, that is not unsatisfactory. Your addresses always inspires confidence, even in tradesmen. Well, what proof do I have of their authenticity?
I've carefully preserved the court guides from the period. They are open to your inspection.
I have known strange errors in that publication, Mr. Worthing.
Yes. But Miss Cardew's family solicitors are Messieurs Markby, Markby, and Markby.
Markby, Markby, and Markby. A firm of the highest position in their profession. Indeed, one of the Mr. Markbys can often be seen at dinner parties. So far, I'm satisfied.
This is very kind of you, Lady Bracknell. You will also be pleased to hear that I have in my possession records of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the German and the English variety.
Ah, life filled with incident, I see. Although perhaps a bit too much excitement for a girl so young. I am not myself in favor of premature experience. Come, Gwendolyn, the time approaches for our departure. We've not a moment to lose. Mr. Worthing, as a matter of form, perhaps I should ask if Miss Cardew has any little fortune.
Only about £130,000 in funds, that is all. A good day, Lady Bracknell. Very nice to see you again.
Oh, a moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000? And then the funds? Well, Miss Cardew seems to me a most attractive young lady, now that I've had a look at her. Few girls of the present age have any really solid qualities, any of the qualities that last and improve with time. We live, I regret to say, in an age of surfaces. Come here, pretty child. Oh, your dress is sadly simple, and your hair is almost as if nature might have left it. However, that can soon be altered. I find that a fairly experienced French maid can produce marvelous wonders in a very short period of time. Indeed, I remember recommending one to a young lady Lansing, and after only 3 months, her own husband didn't recognize her.
And after 6 months, nobody recognized her.
Kindly turn around, child. No, the side view is what I want. You, just as I suspected, there are definite social possibilities in your profile. The two problems with our modern age are its want of principle and its want of profile. Chin a bit higher, dear. Style largely depends on how the chin is worn. It is worn very high at present. Algernon.
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
I see definite social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Yes, Cecily is the most beautiful woman I've ever met. And I don't care 2 pence about society.
Oh, Algernon, don't speak disrespectfully of society. Only those who can't get into it do so. Now, my dear, you are aware that Algernon has nothing but his debts to depend upon. I am not myself in favor of mercenary marriages. Indeed, when I first married Lord Bracknell, I had no fortune at all, but I never dreamed of allowing that to stop me. Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
Oh, you may kiss me, Cecily. And you may call me Lady Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
I think that the marriage should take place quite soon.
Oh, thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
To speak frankly, I am not myself in favor of lengthy engagements. It gives people the opportunity to know each other's character prior to marriage, and I find that is never advisable.
Lady Bracknell, forgive me for interrupting you, but I feel I must tell you that I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot marry anybody without my consent until she comes legally of age. That consent I decline to give.
Upon what grounds? Algernon is an extremely, almost ostentatiously eligible young man. He has nothing, but he looks everything. What more can one desire?
It pains me, Lady Bracknell, to speak to you frankly about your nephew, but I do not trust his moral character at all. In fact, prepare yourself. I suspect him of being untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon, impossible. He's an Oxonian.
There can be no doubt about the matter. During my temporary absence to town yesterday, on an important question of romance, he gained admittance to my home through the false pretense of being my brother. Under an assumed name, he drank, I've just been informed by my butler, an entire pint bottle of my Perrier Jouet Pou 89, a wine I was specially saving for myself. Continuing this disgraceful deception, he proceeded in the course of the afternoon to alienate the affections of my only ward. Subsequently, he stayed to tea and devoured every single muffin. And what makes this conduct all the more heartless is, he knew from the start that I never had any brother, that I don't have a brother, and that I don't intend to have a brother, not even of any kind. I told him so yesterday afternoon.
Mr. Worthing, after careful consideration, I have decided entirely to overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
How generous, Lady Bracknell. Unfortunately, my own decision is unchanged. I still decline to give my consent.
Come here, dear. How old are you?
Well, I'm really 18, but I always admit to 20 at dinner parties.
Oh, you are quite right to some slight alteration. A woman should never be entirely honest about her age. It seems so calculating. 18, but admitted to 20 at evening parties. Well, it will not be long before you are of age and free from the restraints of tutelage. So I don't see any reason why your guardian's consent is really a matter of much importance.
Lady Bracknell, forgive me for interrupting again, but it is my duty to tell you that according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Cardew does not come legally of age until she is 35.
I don't see that as a grave objection. 35 is a perfectly attractive age. London society is full of women of the highest birth who of their own free will admit to the age of 35 for many years. Lady Bloxham is a case in point. To my own knowledge, she has been 35 ever since she turned the age of 40, and that has been many years now. I see no reason why Miss Cardew shouldn't be even more attractive at the age that you mentioned than she is at present, and there will be a large accumulation of property.
Algernon, could you wait to marry me till I was 35?
Oh, you know that I could. Of course I could.
Yes, I thought so instinctively. But alas, I could not wait till I was 35 to be married. Indeed, I don't like to wait for anything. I'm not very punctual myself, but waiting for anyone else makes me very cross. And waiting until I'm 35 is absolutely out of the question.
Oh, yes, Cecily. What are we to do?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew has positively stated that she cannot wait until the age of 35, a statement which seems to me to suggest a somewhat impatient nature, I beg of you to reconsider your decision.
You see, Lady Bracknell, the matter is entirely in your own hands. The second you give my consent to marry Gwendolen, I shall gladly give my consent to your nephew forming an alliance with my lord.
Well, you must know that what you are proposing is entirely out of the question.
And I suppose a passionate celibacy is all any of us have to look forward to.
That is not the destiny I propose for my dear Gwendolen. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come now, Gwendolen, we have missed 5, if not 6 trains already. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christenings? Is not that somewhat premature?
Both these gentlemen expressed an immediate desire for baptism.
Baptism? At their age? Oh, the idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon! I forbid you to be baptized. I will not hear of such excesses. Lord Bracknell would be very displeased to find that this is the way in which you waste your time and money.
Am I to understand, then, that there are to be no christenings this afternoon?
The way things are now, Dr. Chasuble, I don't see it doing either of us any material good.
It grieves me to hear such sentiment coming from you, Mr. Worthing, especially since it savors of the heretical views of the Anabaptist, views that I have refuted in 4 of my unpublished sermons. Being your mood is so peculiarly secular, I shall return to the church at once. Indeed, I have been informed by the pew opener that Miss Prism has been waiting for me for an hour and a half in the vestry.
Prism? Did you say Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell. I go to join her now.
Oh, allow me to detain you for a moment. This may prove to be a matter of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is this Miss Prism, a female of repellent aspect, remotely connected to education?
No, Lady Bracknell. She's the most cultivated of ladies. She is the very picture of respectability.
It is obviously the same person. May I inquire what position does she hold in your household?
I am a celibate, madam.
Lady Bracknell, for the past 3 years, Miss Prism has been the valued companion and
In spite of what I hear of her, I must see her at once. Let her be sent for.
Of course. She approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry there, Canon. I've been waiting there for you for 1 hour and 3/4.
Prism! Miss Prism! Where is that baby? 28 years ago, you left the house of Lord Bracknell at 104 Upper Grosvenor Street in charge of a perambulator that contained a baby of the male never returned. Several weeks later, after an extensive investigation by the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was located in a remote area of Bayswater. It contained the manuscript of a 3-volume novel of unusually revolting sentimentality. But the baby was not there! Miss Prism, where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. The plain facts of the case are these. On the morning of the day you mention, a day which is forever burned in my memory, I prepared as usual to take the baby out in his perambulator. I had also with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag in which I had intended to place the manuscript of a work of fiction I had written during my few unoccupied hours. In a moment of mental abstraction, for which I can never forgive myself, I placed the manuscript in the bassinet and put the baby in the handbag.
But where, Miss Prism, did you deposit that handbag?
Well, do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
It is a matter of some importance to me. What on earth did you do with that handbag the infant was in?
Oh,
I insist on knowing.
I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
Which station?
Well, it was Victoria, the Brighton line.
I must retire to my room for a moment. Gwen, please wait for me here.
It's not too long. I've been waiting for you all my life.
What do you think this means, Lady Bracknell?
Oh, I did not even suspect Dr. Shaftesbury. As I'm sure you know, in families of high society, strange coincidences simply do not occur. It's hard to begin.
Uncle Jack seems strangely agitated.
Your guardian does have a very peculiar emotional nature, my dear.
No, I find this noise very unnerving. It sounds as though he's having an argument. I dislike arguments.
Listen, it has stopped.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts.
Miss Prism, is this the handbag? Examine it carefully before you answer. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
Well, it appears to be mine. Yes, here's the scar received by the upsetting of an omnibus. That's an incident that occurred in my younger and happier days. And here on the corner is the stain it received by the explosion of a temperance beverage. That was an incident that occurred in Leamington. And here on the lock are my initials. I had forgotten that in an extravagant mood I had them placed there. The bag is undoubtedly mine. Delighted to have it restored to me. It's been a dreadful inconvenience being without it all these years.
Miss Prism, more is returned to you than this handbag. I was the baby that you placed in it.
You?
Yes. Mother!
Oh, Mr. Worthing! I'm unmarried.
Unmarried? That is a severe blow. Who has a right to cast a stone at one who has suffered? Cannot repentance cover an act of folly? Why should there be one law for men and one for women? I forgive you, Mother.
Oh, Mr. Worthing! There is some error. There is the woman who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I hate to seem inquisitive, but would you kindly tell me who I am?
Well, I don't think that you will find the news altogether pleasing. You're the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently, the younger brother of Algernon.
Algy's younger brother?
No.
Then I do have a brother after all.
No.
I have always said that I had a brother.
Oh!
Certainly, how could you have ever doubted that I had a brother? Dr. Charles, dear Dr. Charles, look, my unfortunate brother, Miss Prism. My unfortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. Oh, Algy, you scoundrel. You shall have to treat me with more respect from now on. You have not treated me like a brother all your life.
Well, I suppose we may have had a rough start of it, but... Well, let's try again, shall we?
My own one? But whose own are you? What is your Christian name now that you're somebody else?
Good heavens, I had forgotten that. I suppose the subject of my name, your decision on it, is irrevocable.
Oh, I never change except for in my affections.
Oh, Gwendolyn, what a noble nature you have.
The matter had better be settled at once. Lady Aunt Augusta, a moment. At the time when Miss Prism placed me in the handbag, had I been christened yet or not?
Well, every luxury that the money could buy had been lavished on you, including christening, by your fond and doting parents.
What was my Christian name?
I seem to recall you were named after your father.
What was my father's Christian name?
But I don't remember. But I'm sure that he had one. He was quite eccentric, but only in his later years, and I believe that that was because of the Indian climate and marriage and indigestion and things of that sort.
Algy! Yes. I'm sorry. Do you recall what our Christian name, what my father's Christian name was?
My boy, we were never really on speaking terms. He died before I was 3.
I suppose, though, that his name would appear in the army registries of the period, would it not?
Well, the general was essentially a man of peace, except in his domestic life, but I'm sure that his name would appear in the military registries.
The army lists for the past 40 years, I hear. These delightful records should have been my constant study. M. Generals, Malum, Moxham, Magley. What ghastly names they have. Bobs, Moncrief. Captain, 1860. Lieutenant Colonel, General, 1869. Christian names? Earnest, John. Gwendolyn, I always told you my name was Earnest. And it is Earnest after all. I mean, naturally it is Earnest.
My own Earnest?
It is a terrible thing for a man to discover that after all these years, he's been telling nothing but the truth. Can you ever forgive me?
I can, for I'm sure you can change.
Oh, my own one.
Letitia!
Oh, Frederick, at last.
Cecily, at last.
Gwendolyn, at last.
And my nephew, you seem to be showing signs of triviality.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I have for the first time in my life realized the vital importance of being earnest.
yours. If you will give us a moment to head out there, we will see you out there. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you at the King and I in June.